Hey Tubman, it's Miss Fisher here. We're going to go over week 4, day 3 in your packet. Make sure you have it with you and you're either checking the answers or working along with me. Here we go. So, we are talking about fractions still this week, and we're lucky because we've done some of this before we left, so it's a little bit of a review. So, this says to estimate to partition or divide, or another word for that is cut the shapes into equal parts. Now, it says estimate. It doesn't have to be perfect. We are not robots. We're people, so we're going to do the best we can. Thirds means 3 equal pieces. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to say 1/3, 2/3, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Woo! All right, this is halves. So I need to cut it into 2 equal pieces. I'm going to draw a line about, I'm going to redo that one. It's okay if you make a mistake. I want it to be as straight as possible. Sometimes it's hard on the computer, but I'm going to do my best. Okay, here we go. If you're at home, you could use your paper, or if you have a ruler, oh man, as a straight edge. Just do your best to keep it as straight as possible. I'm going to leave that one be. Now we want fourths. I'm going to cut this into 4 equal pieces. To do that, I do 2 lines down the middle. So this is halves, and I'm going to cut my halves into halves again. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces. Okay. Eighths. Here we go. That's 8 equal pieces. Those are halves. Cut my halves in half. So now I have fourths. Great. Now I'm going to cut my fourths in half. And take a look at what happens. Again, not perfect, but close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 equal pieces. I cut these into eighths. If you did the same thing, give yourself a pat on the back. Again, when you're at home, you can use a ruler or the edge of another piece of paper to try to make these lines as straight as possible. Okay, this is our new learning, and it actually should look pretty familiar to you guys. We did this chart before we went into distance learning. So let's take a look at it just to refresh our brains. It says, note how this chart is filled in. Let's whisper the fractional unit. And the fractional unit tells us how many equal parts. So if there are 6 equal parts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 6 equal parts. The fractional unit, the name of the fraction is sixths. Can you say that? Sixths. That's one of the funniest fraction words because there's that X and the TH and it just sounds so silly. Sixths. So to write it in unit form, you write 1 because that's how much is shaded, and then you write that word sixth. That's unit form. Unit form is when we write the word for the fractional unit. And then the fraction itself, remember our numerator tells us how many pieces are shaded in. Our denominator tells us how many equal pieces. Cool. Let's take a look at this problem. We're going to see how they thought through it to help us remember how to do our own problem in just a minute. It says draw 2 identical rectangles. Shade 1/5 of the rectangle and 1/8 of the other. Label the unit fractions. Use your rectangles to explain why 1/5 is greater than 1/8. So here we have one rectangle cut into 5 equal pieces. They drew 2 identical. That word means the same. 2 rectangles that are the same size. Because to compare fractions, it has to be from the same amount. So this rectangle is the same size as this rectangle. We just cut them into different pieces. To know how many pieces to cut them into, we went ahead and looked at the denominator or the unit fraction. 5th is what we're doing, so we needed 5 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what they say up here. We partitioned or cut into 5 equal pieces and 8 equal pieces, or parts is the word they're using. To show 1/5, we colored 1 piece. To show 1/8, we colored 1 piece. And now we're going to compare which one looks bigger. Yeah, 1/5 is a bigger piece. If we were splitting a candy bar, I would want to split it into fifths so I could have 1/5 instead of eighths, so I would only get 1/8. Here is the answer they wrote. They wrote a lovely sentence. 1/5 is greater than, that's a nice word, 1/8, because both rectangles have 1 equal part shaded, but when the rectangle is cut into 5 equal parts, the parts are bigger than when the rectangle is cut into 8 equal parts. All right, let's get into our work. They want us to fill out this chart. Again, you have done this chart. We did it in Miss Fifield and Miss Goddard's room. If you haven't already done this page and you're feeling confused, go ahead and do it with me. If you're not feeling confused, I want you to pause the video here and try it on your own. And then you can come back and check your answers with me. The first one's done for us. Here's the second one, letter B. How many equal parts? I see 1, 2, 3. Okay. How many are shaded? I only see 1. I know this, when we have 3 equal pieces, it's called a third, and there's only 1 shaded. The unit form is 1/3. And then in fraction form, my numerator is 1 because there's 1 shaded, and my denominator is 3 because there's 3 equal pieces. All right, let's look at the last one. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces. I see 1 is shaded. We call that 1/4. And to write it as a fraction, I know my numerator is 1 and my denominator is 4. Okay. Let's take a look at this problem. Andre's mom baked his 2 favorite cakes for his birthday. The cakes were the exact same size. Andre cut his first cake into 8 pieces for him and his 7 friends because he wanted to share it. The picture below shows how he cut it. Did Andre cut the piece into eighths? Explain your answer. All right, let's take a look at how Andre did this. If I were one of Andre's friends, I would want this piece. Why do you think I would want that piece? Yeah, it's bigger, right? Now, I know I said before we're all doing our best, right? But these pieces aren't even close to equal. This one is so tiny. This one is so big. So these are not eighths because Andre did not cut these into equal pieces. For it to be a fraction, the pieces have to be even, and these are not. So take a look at my sentence. No, the pieces are not the same size, so they are not eighths. If you don't have a sentence on your paper, you need to pause right now. You can write mine. You can use mine to help you write a different one. But that is what they're asking for because they said explain your answer. So they want a sentence. You could maybe say Andre did not cut the cake into equal pieces, but we need that because, or we need the reason why. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Our problem set. If you have not done your problem set, I want you to stop the video here, go try the problem set on your phone, and then you can come back and check your answers with me. So go ahead, pause. I'll see you in a bit. All right, now that we've all done this, let's take a look. I need to count my equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is cut into sevenths. They want the fraction. So I know that's my denominator. Let me look at how many are shaded. Oh, just 1. So this is 1/7. All right, this one I see halves. I need to write 1/2. Okay? Here's our last one. Let's count these pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good job. So this is cut into ninths. That's my denominator. And how many are shaded? 1. So this fraction is 1/9. Okay, let's take a look at this word problem. It says draw 2 identical rectangles. Again, identical means exact same. They should look exactly the same. or equal. Draw two identical or equal or the same rectangles. Partition, cut one rectangle into 5 equal parts. Partition the other rectangle into 8 equal parts. Label the unit fraction and shade 1 equal part in each rectangle. Use your rectangle to explain why 1/5 is bigger than 1/8. This looks familiar. Here are my 2 equal rectangles. I had the computer draw them because, as you've seen, it's hard for me to draw on the computer. I want you to make sure that you're using a straight edge or something to try to draw these and cut them up. I don't have that option. I'm going to try to draw it the best I can. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yikes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 equal pieces. Let me fix this one. So that is my fifths. Sorry, guys. Okay, we're just going to try the whole thing over again. Uh-oh. There we go. 1, 2, oh goodness. 3, 4. Okay. Now let's do our eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Okay. We're going to color them in. Mine aren't perfect. Yours will be better than mine because you're using a straight edge. Here's my 1/5. Here's my 1/8. Which one's bigger? Which piece of candy do you want? Yep, 1/5. Me too. This problem was the example in our packet. If you flip back a little bit, we have a really wonderful sentence right here. I don't want you to copy that sentence, but I do want you to try to use it to write your own sentence. So maybe something like 1/5 is greater than 1/8 because the fractional unit is larger. 1/5 is greater than 1/8 because we cut the rectangle into fewer pieces, so our pieces are bigger. Go ahead, if you wrote your own unique sentence, I want you to comment it below so I can see it. And here's our last one for today, another chart. But if you'll notice, these are some kind of kooky shapes. Let's take a look at this one. Are the pieces equal? Absolutely. They just look a little different. How many equal parts are there? 1, 2. And how many are shaded? So this looks weird, but it's actually just 1/2, right? And to write that as a fraction, we know 1/2. This one might have tricked some people. These are all equal pieces. They're just flipped a little different. If I took this and flipped it over, it'd be the same size. So how many equal parts are there? Yep, 3. How many are shaded? Good job, 1. So this is 1/3. And to write that as a fraction, we write 1/3. Okay, let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 equal pieces. This is another funny one to say. How many are shaded? 1. So our unit is 1/10. These are tenths. And to write it as a fraction, our numerator is 1. Our denominator is 10. Good job, guys. All right, don't forget to keep getting on Zearn and ST Math if you can. Keep working on your packet. It's a little kooky. Day 4 is missing because they got confused with this week and last week. Miss Cotter is going to post day 5 tomorrow on Thursday because there's no school Friday. So you'll still see a video for day 5. Keep working hard, and Friday is a day off to relax. Don't forget, call, text, email any of us if you have any questions, and we will talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye.